Hi, I'm Jasmine Liew, a doctorate candidate from the University of Canberra. My research study is what's the role of psychological safety in the upskilling of matured education officers and digital skills in Singapore education sector. I will start with our Singapore population at 6 million. As you can see, age 40 and above, age 39 and below. We are living longer as one of the world's highest life expectancy, but we are also one of the lowest fertility rate. We are facing a crisis of aging as we live longer and work longer. An aging population is worrisome for Singapore as we depend on our human resource as one of our most important talent. We are facing an increasing aging workforce. According to Singapore National Employers Federation, what defines as a matured employee? That would be 40 years old and above. You're considered a matured employee. Over the years, we're encouraged to work longer as long as we want to do so. Retirement age and re-employment age has increased. Why do I choose to study the public service? It's because it's the largest employer in Singapore. And why is the education sector? The Ministry of Education has the third highest budget being allocated, and this shows the key focus of education. In Singapore, education officers, known as teachers, is also having a maturing workforce. As you could see, 59% majority are 40 years old and above. With a maturing workforce, there's also a key need for us to upskill our education officers in terms of higher level of knowledge and skills to improve their performance and help them to grow personally and professionally. Upskilling goes beyond the conventional training programs. It's also about learning with our teams, in groups discussions and meetings, community of learning and practices, on-the-job training. In the education sector, our focus on the upskilling of digital skills. As you could see over the years, Ministry of Education and schools have harnessed new technology to transform how teachers teach and how students learn. Teachers are encouraged to embrace technology openly. In this year's Global Education Leadership Conference, the tagline is "The Future of Education and the Education of the Future." This shows the key emphasis of generative AI that's made inroads into our classrooms. This is going to transform and change the way how teachers teach, how students learn. This also means an urgent crisis for us to upskill ourselves in digital skills for education officers to embrace this form of new learning and technology. There are challenges faced by mature employees in Singapore when they learn digital skills. Education officers have the fear to constantly adapt and update themselves so as to engage the students who are more tech-savvy. There's also ageism and stereotyping perceptions about mature employees. For instance, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. There could be lack of interest to learn and the fear of technological failure. Majority of the human resource professionals also agreed that mature employees are less adaptable to technological changes. The barriers towards upskilling of our mature employees have to be addressed. There's a lack of confidence to learn new skills despite their interests and capacities. They are also affected and internalized by these negative societal perceptions that become self-limiting, and this affect their potential to be tech-savvy. Why the role of psychological safety in this upskilling? I'll talk about the definition of psychological safety. It describes a work environment where people in the team perceive the environment to be psychologically safe. This means team members can undertake interpersonal risk-taking to raise their hands for questions, to share their ideas, concerns, and issues, and even mistakes and failures they made in the process of learning, trying, experimenting, and upskilling. They can also feel comfortable and safe to ask for help. And this environment that's psychological safety in the team provides a safe space for learners to share their anxiety and challenges with others as they learn together. My research aims, there are 2 points. The first is to explore the role of psychological safety for matured education officers in Singapore as they undertake upskilling in digital skills. This goes beyond just the convention training that they attend, but rather in the workplace. They're learning in teams, in groups and discussions, as well as informal learning. I will also identify the factors that contribute to psychological safety of our mature education officers as they undergo this upskilling. The managerial contributions are definitely massive. It will change the common societal perceptions that mature employees in Singapore are uninterested to learn digital skills, they're slower in learning, and are risk-averse. This provides confidence to mature employees who are affected by the social stigma of ageism and are afraid to step out of their comfort zone to learn new skills. It also promotes an age-inclusive workforce, where mature employees can learn effectively with their younger colleagues from Gen Y and Gen Z. This research also provides insights and success factors to multinational companies and the private sector for them to emulate on how to upskill their matured employees effectively in digital skills. I would like to invite you to contribute to this research by scanning this QR code for your registration details. Are you an education officer, 40 years and above, teaching in such schools under Ministry of Education? Or you could be a former teacher that have already left the profession. Are you undergoing upskilling of digital skills currently, or you have completed your upskilling of digital skills? I would like to emphasize upskilling goes beyond just attending a training program. It's learning in the job, learning in schools with your peers or colleagues during group discussions, team meetings, and community of learning, as well as on-the-job training. If yes, I would like to invite you on this one-on-one, 1-hour virtual interview to find out about your challenges and issues and the role of psychological safety to help you to upskill in these digital skills. This is a very critical research, and your contribution and experience will definitely help you and your colleagues and our future workforce as matured employees is increasing. Technology has already been part and parcel of our life, our work, as well as change the way we teach and how we work with our peers and colleagues. We cannot avoid digital skills training or upskilling, but we can learn how to cope and manage our challenges, fears, concerns through our teams and also through psychological safety. What you can do is just to scan the QR code with your details. I'll contact you for this one-on-one interview based on the time that you're suitable and available. I'll see you in the interview.